Dr. Alan Lycka here, and I'd like to welcome you to How to Live a Fantastic Life show, where we will be discussing the important aspects of your life. We hope to inspire you to live the best life you can. Get out of your comfort zone and explore the awesome world around you. Break through your barriers. Take inspired action. Use the difficulties in your life to achieve the best version of you. Ladies and gentlemen, today we have a very special guest, Maher Husseini, who is featured in Brushwood's Media's Both Sides in the Middle.
For centuries, the battle has raged on, with no end in sight. Between Israel and Palestine, we are here not to take sides, but to bring you the inside story from both sides. Our security team will be bringing you footage, such as you see now. There's a new marshal in town. Stay tuned as we show you what's really going on at Area C.
Maher Husseini, with Jaguar Security and Investigations, recruits, trains, and employs people from both sides to enforce law and order in such a lawless area. It's like the wild, wild, wild west. Maher Husseini is CEO of Jaguar Security and Investigations in Houston, Texas, with offices abroad. He is motivated. He is a motivated leader servant with a background in law enforcement, public safety, and investigations. And he works in the public and private areas with a veritable track record of achieving success and organizational growth. Now, he is equipped with a PhD in law enforcement and criminal justice, an MBA, and is in the Texas law enforcement area. So he knows what he's talking about. Well, let's go into some of the episodes that's going to occur in your new show, Both Sides in the Mirror, in the Middle. Episode 1. Tell us about this lawless land that's a gray area of madness, mayhem, where Israeli and Palestinians have been fighting relentlessly for years, and they've been carrying out acts of crime and violence against each other in this lawless land.
Hey, Alan, I'm so glad to be here with you. So thank you so much for hosting me.
Well, thank you for being here.
Thanks. And I wish very happy holidays to you and all your listeners and whoever watching us today. So thank you for bringing me here. Appreciate it.
Thank you. Well, let's dive into the show.
Yes, yes, I love it. Well, it's a passion for me more than anything else, Alan. And the reason is because I love law enforcement and I love what I do, and I love to be helpful to other people who needed protection and safety everywhere, everywhere. So this happened about 5 years ago when I have visited over there, and I noticed that hey, something is not normal going on here in this area, which is known to be Area C, which is it's a host for a whole lot of groups. So, as you have mentioned, it's a host for criminal groups. It's host for people who do not have citizenship in any of these countries, for refugees, for people who have committed sort of a crime in their neighborhoods and they have nowhere to go but to flee to that area. So you're gonna find the good people, you're gonna find the ugly people, you're gonna see the bad people living over there, and all of them living together, and somehow they manage to live their life and do their social life, just by learning how to live with each other. The reason I got involved in this activity because I'm from there originally. So, and I remember that area, it used to be very nice suburban neighborhood back in the days, or let's say before Oslo Accords peace negotiations happened back in 1991. It used to be a very nice suburban area over there, and just for those who are retirees and they just want to have a quiet life, they go to live in that area. Then when I visited about 5 or 6 years ago, I noticed something different happened, something else happened. And what happened there was, it was very crowded place, and it hosts a lot of criminals, traffickers, drug dealers, rapists, terrorists, gangsters, as well as those hardworking people who try to live together in that area and just to raise their kids and provide for their families. And that where the whole thing came about. I go like, why the Israeli police is not doing anything over there? Because they can't operate in that area, as well as the Palestinian law enforcement. So we don't have any recognized law enforcement agency who can operate in that area. So therefore, it's a lawless land. Anybody can do anything over there. Anybody with any crazy idea can just go there and do whatever they want. And that's how the thing happened.
There's so many rewards in life. You coming into our home was one of the greatest rewards we could have ever had.
It took 20 years, and I got my third child, who was 17 at the time.
It's so cool to watch the adult that you've become, and you really have done as much for us as you think we've done for you.
So how did you assemble officials that can help with policing this area, that can help with conflict resolution?
Well, just network. Because I know the language, I know the culture, and I know how Palestinians live. I know how the Israeli lives. So I was able to assemble in that area, and I was lucky to know some key people who just give me the good advice, and they go with me just to find those people who can help me with this project. So it's all about network and the good word that comes with it. The first thing we started was about spreading awareness among people over there. So we start train them. Hey, this is how you're gonna identify drug dealers. That's how they do their things. This is how you can combat drug dealers. Because believe it or not, some drug dealers, they go to 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 schools, to little children's schools, and they sell them drugs as if it was candy. That's how low they go, and nobody can talk anything to them. So we have created and trained specialty group from schools and neighborhoods how to combat drug dealers and traffickers. So those ones, like one of the small steps we took. Also, we had provided a lot of training on drugs, how the drugs are bad to kids and to the community. We also conducted the training on how to deal with the stress, and also we with the stress. Also, we have conducted other training on how to build small businesses and how you can survive in that kind of economic in that region over there. So well, there were small steps, but it had a big impact on the people.
Did you also try to take the drug dealers down and lock them away, take them out of the community?
We tried, but it's not that easy. We tried to combat them, and we were some kind of successful. But you know, it's a daily game. It's everyday task, and you have to be on it every day. As far as locking them up, we had a big problem because who we gonna turn them to lock them up? So if we're gonna turn them to the Israelis, the Palestinians gonna be upset. If we turn them to the Palestinians, then the Israelis gonna be upset. So that was one of the big issues that we are still facing and we're having difficulties with, because we cannot lock anybody because the other side gonna be upset about it. But what we can do, and we've been doing, we were combating them every day. So we've been running them out of the communities that they conduct business within.
Yeah, if they don't have customers, they can't really stay in business.
Exactly, absolutely. So, yeah.
So how do you deal with gang members and some of these other people that are not necessarily involved in drugs, but are in other areas affecting businesses? You know, they're going to businesses and saying, you pay me protection money or we're going to destroy your business.
Yes. We have different kind of gangs over there. So for those for the kind of gangs, the street gangs, regular kind of gangs, we always try to have families involved, like their parents, their relatives involved in the solution. And basically we just bring the elders of their families and we talk to them and we try to make sense to people, into their kids. Hey, what they doing is wrong. Now this is for regular street gangs members, but for the bigger ones, the most dangerous ones, the ones who deal with drugs, with money laundering, with all kind of other activities, trafficking, we had to go the hard way. We have to face force by force. So that's the only way to do it. And we are very careful in doing this because sometimes we don't have the resources that they have. But hey, we are on it and we're working on it every day.
Yeah, it's tough when you're trying to do things and they're better financed than you are, and they have bigger guns than you have.
They have bigger guns, they have more money, and they better connected with the government than we are because they have the money and they know which person to buy, from the government, to bribe, should I say. Yes.
That makes it a very difficult situation. So you have to constantly work at it day by day, night by night. And crime unfortunately happens largely at a nighttime level. And that makes it a difficult level too.
Yes, but believe it or not, it happens 24 hours, even in the daylight. Because people over there, as I told you, there is no law enforcement that, can combat them. So they do it anytime they feel they like doing it. So that doesn't matter, day or night.
Hey world, I have a quick message. It's about safe driving. All right, let's go. Anytime you're driving, have the seatbelt buckled tight, both hands on the wheel and your phone out of sight. When not in your hand trying to text somebody back, because if you do, your car might get smacked. The moral of the story, just put your phone down. The people on the road will stay safe and sound. Put your phone down, put your phone down. People on the road will stay safe and sound. Yeah.
Another thing that I've always found difficult when I've traveled to the Middle East is traffic and the lack of control of traffic. You know, so some of my scariest times in my life is when I was on the streets of Cairo, where people use rules as suggestions, and it's a no man's land. And I only can suspect that in Area C, it's 10 times worse.
Exactly, Alan. It's at least 10 times worse. I've been to Egypt, I've been to Cairo. I know what you're talking about. No, that's at least 10 times worse, especially with that major street that connects Ramallah to Jerusalem. There's a checkpoint over there. I'm telling you, it's gonna take you hours to bypass it. And there are no marked streets, no traffic lights, no law enforcement, no organization, no control of any kind. And we've been struggling with this for a long time.
Well, in addition to regular vehicles, I mean, you have camels, you have donkey carts, you have everything that's coming at you all the time, where it's just total mayhem, and there's no rules.
See, this is what makes it very difficult, Alan, because the Israeli government is not doing anything to enhance the situation. The Palestinian government doesn't do anything to enhance the situation, as you have said, and and it's just a mayhem. It's a mayhem. We try to send some guys, from time to time, whenever we can, to organize and to control traffic. It's very hard. I just gonna put it, like that. It's very, very, very hard. It's not an easy job. It's not a fun job, especially a lot of people do not listen to you. I mean, you can't make them listen to you. Hey, go left. No, he wants to go right. What you gonna do in these kind of situations?
Well, when I was in Cairo, the traffic circles, half the people would go right and the other half would go left. Just crazy. How do you make a traffic circle work if people don't know how to make it work?
Yes, but we were part of a project that it really worked. It was about this intersection. It's very, very bad intersection. We tried to put some guys to control the traffic. It didn't work out. So what we did, we just put huge blocks of cement to make a divider between streets, and it made it better. It's not a very good solution, but it did what it's supposed to do. So that was one of good stories. Small idea can go a long way, and it did work.
What about terrorist activity? I mean, that's another thing that people don't think of, but terrorist activity is going on left, right, and center, with people trying to blow up the other side and just not let the other side get inroads. And that's another thing that needs to be dealt with by your security department.
It does, but we were not very much successful in having a stop for these activities, because terrorism is connected to politics on a larger scale, and we are not involved in any politics. So we're not associated with any side or with any party. So that makes it harder for us. But that's who we are. We're neutrals in that region. And when it comes to terrorism, we have very simple rule: don't get close to us, we're not gonna get close to you. Don't mess with us, we're not gonna mess with you. But we are hoping down the road, if we have better connections with those governments, that we can join uh, to put a stop or to mitigate terrorist threats on those communities as well.
That's very important. And it sounds like you're making some substantial inroads there. And it sounds like you're making some differences there. Now, another thing that happens in this area is riots. And both sides riot and they they just come out of the blue. That totally people are rioting and destroying property and destroying things that are going on because they're frustrated.
You know, I I think because they're frustrated, that's very soft description of the problem. I think governments are not doing what they really need to do. Uh, For me, for an example, I tell you 100% positive. People do not know about each other as they should. I think if people know more about each other, or every side knew more about the other side, I don't think we're gonna have the riots issue as bad as it is right now. But people there do not really communicate with each other, and that what makes it worse. However, this is very interesting note about Area C. I saw I saw and I have identified some places in Area C that host both sides, Israelis and Palestinians, in the same neighborhood. And I was shocked. I go like, hold up, isn't that an Israeli person? What he's doing, in this Palestinian community? And they've been telling me, oh, he's a friend of that person right there. He comes to him all the time and whatever. I go like, really? They told me yes, it's happening. So we have some light, coming on from different places. And I think if we can study and focus on those successful relationships, I think they could be a deal breaker for what we're going to have in the future for peace process.
There are areas of Jerusalem that there are integrated communities of Palestinians and Israelis living side by side without much problems. And they don't have the difficulties that Area C has. And I think that is where the true growth will happen and changes will be made as things happen in this community. Is that not right?
I agree with you, but I think if we focused on Area C, it will give us better results. Why? Because they do not have law enforcement in that area. So people doing it just because they want to do it. People do the right thing because they want to do the right thing, not because the law enforcement over there are going to put them in jail if they broke the law. And I'm telling you, Alan, I met people from Gaza, Palestinians from Gaza Strip. I met people from Ramallah. I met people in the United States, of course, who migrated to here from Lebanon, refugee camps, or whatever. And I met Jews, Israelis as well, because, during my whole life. Get what? People who live in Area C, they are very special people. They are different breed, Alan, and I know it. I'm telling you, they are different breed than any other group of people I have met all my life. Why? Because they took both characteristics from both sides, and they know the cultures of other sides, and they know how to live with each other positively. So unlike any other place, even any other place from Jerusalem communities, those people in Area C, they are very, very special. If we just look at them more and we try to study how they live, how they communicate with each other, I'm telling you, it's going to be a game changer. I'm positive about it.
If if you love them enough to crawl into a play place to get them to come down, then surely you'll check nhtsa.gov/the right seat to make sure they're in the right car seat.
Maher, how do you personally live a fantastic life?
Alan, I always have this rule of thumb. I'm always positive. So I don't look at any negativity in my life. Even if somebody did something wrong to me, or if somebody said something's not nice about me, I don't get upset, because that's all what he knows. For me, I live positive life. Every time when I wake up, I go like, thank you, God, I'm alive. Thank you for giving me another day to change. There is always tomorrow, Alan. Tomorrow, it's a new opportunity, a new day, a new day that will bring a lot of great stuff that we can change the world that we live in. So that's how I live it.
So how would you like Area C to live a fantastic life? How would you like to get them there? Maybe you can give us 3 things you would like to concentrate on in the next year for them to have a fantastic life as well.
Increase the security in those neighborhoods, because if we have security, we can bring businesses that they can provide jobs for the people who live over there. And when people have sense of safety and security, jobs, I'm sure they're gonna have more positive life, more positive things to look for, and they're gonna be more productive. And that's what I hope those 3 things happen in 2022 for people in Area C.
Fantastic. And how would you like them to develop more economic growth? How would you like them to start growing as a community and getting more investors and getting them to prosper?
When providing them with more security. So for example, when we have more security presence over there, security officer presence in that area, so people gonna feel safe. Also, investors gonna feel more safe to bring their money in that area. That area needs a lot of investment opportunities over there. There are a lot, I'm telling you, Alan. I mean, if I can sit with you for a whole day, I can show you hundreds and hundreds of business opportunities in that area, and people not seeing it. And a lot of people, they don't want to go there and invest because it's risky. And I know this from a first-hand interview with some business people over there. They go like, hey, we tried to open businesses, but every time we open up, few guys come with a handgun, hey, give me your money, give me whatever, give me daily protection money to protect you. So they had to just leave. If we can have security in that place, we can attract more businesses, and then we're gonna have better lifestyle in that area, for sure.
Well, Maher, thank you very much for spending the time with us today and taking the time to elucidate us on some very important projects that you're working on. And I would like to wish you the best in them. And moving forward, I hope you're very successful in doing so.
Thank you so much, Alan. And I'm telling you, Alan, I've been living in the United States for about 28, 29 years. I just finished high school and I came to America to continue my schooling. And I'm telling you, thank you, God. I got 2 master's degrees. I got 1 PhD in criminology. And the only thing I can think about is I got this opportunity from God, right? I need to help other people as well. So that's what drives me every day. Not money, not success, not whatever, just helping other people. any people I can find they needed help, I will help them. So, and this could be a message for anybody listening to your show. If anybody thinks I can help them in any ways, please approach to me and let me know. Hey, I mean, we have offices in United States. We are headquartered in Houston, Texas, and we also operate in the Middle East. Even if you lack the financial means to hire us or whatever, don't feel discouraged. Just contact me. If I can help you, I will help you with the best I can. And I hope somebody can listen to your message, because sometimes people approach me. They go like, "Hey, this has happened to me. Can you help me?" And I don't have the money to hire you. Hey, don't worry about the money. When I came to this country, I didn't have all the money, and hey, thanks God, I got a lot of stuff. So hey, if you need help, do not be discouraged to approach. That's it.
Ladies and gentlemen, this is Dr. Alan Lycka. I've been talking with Maher Husseini of Jaguar Securities. This is the How to Live a Fantastic Life show. Talk to you soon. Bye for now. I'm Dr. Alan Lycka. Make sure you go to dralanlycka.com. That's DRALLEN. Lycka, LYCKA.com, and get a free copy of my book, The Secrets to Living a Fantastic Life. Every week we have exciting guests to help you have the best life you can.